3, 2, 1.
Superfriend. Sit down. Bitch. What the fuck is up, Denny's? It's episode 31 of Superfriends Sit Down. That beer is really cold. Sorry, bad day. It's me, Alex. Across from me, Vince. How's it going?
Are you okay? Do you need to talk about it?
All I'm gonna say.
Do we have to have a talk about it?
All I'm gonna say is if you are an inspector of any sort and you're coming into someone's job at the end of their day, and it's the end of your day, and you have the nerve to be like, I'm on a time crunch, go fuck yourself.
What if it was Inspector Gadget?
I'd be thrilled.
Okay. You said if you're an inspector of any type, I just have to... The details must be sorted.
Listen, if he was like, I have to fight the claw, I'd be like, how can I help you?
You'd be like, I'm sorry, sir, I just punched out, so... Is that an Inspector Gadget thing?
That's the song.
I wasn't listening to you, to be quite honest. I was more concerned with my hand getting dropped on the floor.
Anyway, as per usual, do me a favor. Can you queue up our fan mail real fast? Thank you.
Queuing it up.
So
Wait, I'm sorry, my YouTube search was up. Crazy lady on drugs. Crackhead goes to Hector's trap house. Why am I looking up crazy people on drugs? Because it's funny, America.
Yeah, I guess it is.
It's sad but funny. Queuing up fan mail, there's so much of it.
If I could, just gonna go ahead and say that Vince and I are checking in from the beautiful lands of fan mail.
Oh,
Yeah.
If you tuned into last week's episode, I was combining tuned in with pay attention, yet drink. Chug that. You would have known. You would have known that we did an episode about a place in Wales that is extremely difficult to say, unless you are my friend Kenny, who I commonly refer to as Keisha Fabo. A story for a different day.
Someone who I met at a concert many, many years ago, apparently.
Yes, 6 degrees of separation. He actually knows how to say it, and he sent me a recording of him doing it.
Checking in from... One more time. Very impressive. Couldn't believe you did it. And honestly, I gotta say, flawless execution. Little hands, big claps.
Little hand golf claps. Love these little hands.
That being said, it is February 8th. We intended to start a couple hours ago, but you can take a guess that my health inspector just decided to take a giant wet shit on my day, much like how the Kansas City Chiefs took a giant wet shit all over the field yesterday during the Super Bowl. I am not a sports fan. Do you like football?
That's the one where they kick the ball, right?
It sure is.
I'm not wrong.
European.
I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong. There's a kicker in football, bitch.
There is also European football, which is soccer.
Football.
I don't know why soccer. Anyway, so
your Uruguayan came
if
out.
If I could just recap first and foremost. Before I get into it, I had a good laugh about this. Vince and I were talking about how I really haven't been able to make it to the gym too much recently. This beer I'm drinking, first off, giant setback for me, but you know what? Whatever.
Treat yourself.
Treat yourself. Anyway, this beer is called I Used to Be an Athlete. And realistically speaking, I'd say I was in the best shape of my life right before lockdown happened.
Yep.
And I actually reminisced on it the other day, and I got real sad.
Don't you love that?
No.
You know, I love scrolling through my camera roll and finding just good old photos of myself that make me really depressed and upset about who I used to be and how I used to have things together. Now I'm just a fucking mess.
Unreal.
No, it's very real. It's very, very real.
But if I could just give, I am not, the last football game I ever watched was last year's Super Bowl. And as always, every winner of every Super Bowl,
Tom Brady.
It's not, well, yeah.
It's just Tom Brady.
It's always a tie game for me between the snacks and the internet. Because let's face it, the internet always wins. And who doesn't like snacks?
It used to be the commercials. But I hear the commercials suck.
I gotta say...
Full disclosure, didn't watch Super Bowl this year. I watched the halftime show for about 35 seconds.
The commercials were they were okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like the sensitivity. What's up?
I'm sorry. I don't mean to. You can finish what you're saying, and I'll say it when you're done. I just can't forget to say this.
No, say it now. Because
you showed me. We're talking about the Super Bowl, and obviously The Weeknd was the halftime performer, and he was doing that thing where he was like playing with the camera a bunch.
Yeah.
And all it made me think of was that I just popped into my head the part of the Grinch where he's like, rah, rah. I can't stand this place anymore.
Yeah. It's pretty well. That whole POV thing was
dumb.
It was very interesting. I mean, I gotta give it to him.
He tried.
Well, no, he paid for that.
Mm-hmm.
He paid
I heard.
out of his own pocket and did not get paid for it. But I mean, for him, $7 million is probably like, whatever.
Oh,
which must be nice.
Must be nice. How many people got evicted from their homes this week because of the pandemic?
Well, remember, what did you send me about Uber Eats? It was like
they put together some promo and like told everyone to shop local, but meanwhile they're out here charging people fucking like extreme fees for delivery and taxes and service fees and all this bullshit that the restaurants don't get. I think one time I read an article that when it's all said and done, the restaurant only gets like 25% of what you actually pay, which is absurd.
That is absurd because it's the restaurant that makes the food.
And they're getting fucked out of it. Because what are you going to do? People, this generation, they can't call to make an appointment. They can't call to place a food delivery order. If it's not textable on an app, they don't want it. I agree. But I also have like the means to call and place an order and then go pick it up and have general human interaction. If anything, I feel like that's something the pandemic's making worse.
Don't get me wrong. Having the app is super. The convenience is really like it's a gift and a curse. It really is. But when it comes to food, like I remember at the very height of quarantine, I went over to Paragon because they have one of my favorite chicken sandwiches ever, and we know how I love chicken sandwiches.
And anyway, $20.
And yeah, it cost me about $20. And didn't after tip and stuff. Yeah.
Did we ever talk about that story on here?
Not yet, but we're about to.
One day.
I went there to make sure, like, one, I had to pick it up because it was like the first week that they reopened.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to make sure it was correct. And once the guy came out, I was like, hey, thanks for being so patient. I gave him extra money because you know what? They're struggling. I don't know about it so much now because, like, their doors are back open. But, like, back then, I'm sure everyone was, like, on the edge of their seat, like, am I going to be able to open the next day?
Tons of people, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Even today, I'm sure. But for the Super Bowl, going back to that, it's pretty crazy. It was a landslide victory. The Buccaneers, I think it was like 31-9. The Kansas City Chiefs did not score a touchdown. They only scored field goals. The kicker dropped the ball once. And just it looked like they just woke up for their first game ever. It was really rough to watch. And again, these are all opinions coming from somebody who literally only watches the Super Bowl, and that's because I know when I'm there, I'm gonna eat good. Like yesterday, Jackie made flatbread pizzas. One was like a tomato pesto with fresh mozzarella.
Ooh.
And the other one was a like Tallulah's special with like fig jam, pear, cheese, caramelized onions.
Wow, I'm glad.
Chef's kiss.
That sounds really good.
It was so good.
So good.
It was so good. God, we suck. Anyway, speaking of sucking, let me tell you about a story that Vince and I had once where it involved what was the topic?
I don't even remember how we got on the conversation of this.
What's the lowest I would go for a dude to blow me?
No. And essentially it was like, what is your like selling point for gay for pay? Like every straight guy has a selling point of like, what will allow you to just sit there and get serviced by another man? And you said, I get a blowjob, I get $20, and a chicken sandwich.
Yeah, and
the trifecta.
Yeah, if I could just kind of back that statement up. First off, 100% accurate. I totally said that. But realistically speaking, if someone's going to be like, "Hey, do me a favor, drop trow and let me just gobble your knob real quick. I'm going to pay you for it." How many people are going to be like, "No."
A lot.
Yeah, I know.
Like a lot of people.
Including me. Like if you were just like, I'm gonna give you money and a Popeye sandwich.
There was one day that I like genuinely was tempted to do it just to see what your reaction would be. Just to see what your reaction would be, and just to see you quake in fear. So you shrivel up so fast.
I'd be laughing. I'd be laughing so hard.
You'd be sitting there flicking your little bean.
Hey, man. You leave my bean alone.
I'm not paying for it, so I'll leave it alone all I want.
You either leave it alone or you make it sprout.
No.
How was your week? We got another snowstorm, guys. It was fucking stupid.
More snow. Snow. No rest, no sleep, shoveling.
No clubs.
Next snowstorm. Yeah, no clubs.
And we're expecting more tonight.
I checked the forecast. It's supposed to rain 5 out of 7 days this week.
That sucks. Wait, rain or snow?
It's like a mixture. I think tomorrow it's 100% chance of snow.
Oh, guess who's off tomorrow?
Hey, not me. I'll be working like a fucking madman.
Yeah, I think I'll be dog sitting, so
I love dog sitting. Dog sitting is very fun.
I'm so excited. You have no idea.
Just you and a puppy alone.
Oh, we're going to go on so many adventures? By so many, I mean one.
A walk to take a poop and a peep?
Well, I mean, yeah, but then I got to take him somewhere, too.
I hate you. I'm not entertaining this. I'm not entertaining this. Unless it's you on a leash in a fucking jockstrap getting ready to piss on a hydrant, I'm not here for it.
If I'm wearing a jockstrap, how am I going to pee? Does a jockstrap always have a cup or no?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, then there you go.
It's just a piece of cloth for you to piss through.
Piss through?
Piss through.
Piss through. So I have to pee-pee through a cloth.
I can get you a mesh jockstrap if you like.
Why can't I just pee?
I don't know. I listen, I made the fantasy. I have to live with it for now. Okay? I don't know.
Why do you want pee-pee so cloth?
I don't know. I don't. I was just making a joke. Not everything I say is a direct, like, want or need for me. It's just something that pops into my head.
Why did you envision pee-pee so cloth?
Because gay. I don't know. Water sports are fun sometimes. If you listen, why are you so quiet?
Nobody wants wet clothes. That's
You
like
don't
having
know
wet
that.
socks.
You don't know that. Do you know how many people have fucking wet t-shirt contests? Hello.
They don't want the wet clothes. They want the wet. They want the wet money.
They want the wet nipples peeking out of the white tank top shirt.
It's true. Wet hard nipples.
Wet hard wet nipples that will crunch through a diamond. Just pew, fucking fembot over here.
You just chop a grapefruit in half and weep, 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 weep.
That would sting. That would probably sting on your nipple. Citrus?
I don't know. If you were cut, yeah. I don't think otherwise.
Aren't they open pores?
I'll try it later. Well, I mean, is your skin not all open pores?
I don't know.
I didn't go to school for that.
Yeah, I didn't go to school for that. I didn't go to school for skincare. I'm not a skincare guru. Leave me alone.
A dermatologist. Oh, that reminds me. Skin scare.
Here's a skin scare. Tell me what's going on with your skin.
My skin is a skin scare.
There's a cream for that.
Before I came here, I adamantly needed to shower because me smell bad all the time when I work for more than 15 seconds.
Accurate.
I had I got this stuff from Lush that I got for Jackie and I.
Okay.
And
what is it?
It was like a cleanser.
Okay.
It was like a seaweed calamine thing.
Mm-hmm.
It smelled gross. So
seaweed usually does.
So I used a bunch of it today because I didn't want it anymore, and I'm pretty sure there's still little bits of seaweed all over me somewhere. So call me
Tumble-Seaweed.
I was gonna say Aquaman, but that's way better.
I don't know. I thought that's where you were going with the joke.
No, that was you got me. You got me.
Hey.
Yeah, you got me.
Another thing I got you on, and I would just like to acknowledge this, and I think we might have to start keeping track. I went all last week, a whole hour and 10 minutes without interrupting Alex.
And then he got a nosebleed, which is fucking crazy.
And then you interrupted me.
Which is fucking crazy.
I got a nosebleed because nature was healing, and I don't know.
Because you repaired the rift in the space-time continuum by not interrupting me.
It was honestly a glitch in the Matrix. I don't know what happened. I realized it shortly after we finished the episode, and I was like, is this who I am now? Is this what they call growth as a human?
And then his nose blowed. He's like 11 from Stranger Things.
I probably shouldn't have done cocaine, but
Probably should have.
shouldn't have.
You were too calm for cocaine.
I know. You see right through me. What was that thing you just threw your head?
I went in. I was leaning in, like laughing, and then I, like, shot my chair forward because I wanted to get closer. I'm trying to be more upright because my posture sucks.
Well, what are you supposed to do?
Be better.
You could try.
I am.
Aside from the Super Bowl, what else happened this week? There was Super Bowl and snow, and that's
Super Bowl, snow. I feel like somebody died.
my hopes and dreams keep dying day by day.
That's not a body. It's Jennifer's body. I think somebody died. Who fucking died?
I don't know anyone who has died. You are more than welcome to look up the deaths of celebrities this week. I would like to say,
I'm about to because I'm confused now.
with the whole like football, and then like everyone's talking about how football. Tom Brady's this great athlete, and blah 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 blah. He's got 7 rings. Blah 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 blah. He's been to the Super Bowl like what, like 16 times.
So funny. It's funny you mentioned that. Tom Brady has more Super Bowl victories
Yeah.
than teams have Super Bowl victories. He has 7. The Patriots have 6.
Yeah, and then he left the Patriots, and now
He's a Buccaneer.
just collecting them.
He's a Buckaroo.
Is that what they call them?
No, he's a Buccaneer. He's Tampa Bay Buccaneer.
Oh, okay.
He's a
I don't know sports like that.
Tampa Bay Buccaneer, also known as now the Champa Bay Buccaneers or the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But the crazy thing about it is there's two theories about Tom Brady.
Okay. I'm
Obviously,
listening.
he worked really hard to get where he is. He's a great quarterback, and his synergy with his team is phenomenal. One theory, he sold his soul to the devil to be that good, because that motherfucker's 43 years old and just killing it.
Illuminati.
That's a third theory. Second theory,
That would be him selling his soul.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what the Illuminati essentially is. We're gonna have to do a whole episode on the Illuminati.
I'm into it.
Bitch.
It's not like a deal with the devil kind of deal?
Yeah, that's
I
the
don't know
Illuminati.
how I said that without stuttering.
I don't know, but you did it.
I did it.
You did it, and we did it. And
You know what?
We did it, Alex.
I tried to be better, and I was. My second theory, which is my theory.
Third theory. You already gave 2.
No, you gave this. You gave one. No, they were both the same thing.
Didn't you say the first theory was just that he's like a tremendous team player?
That's just like the logistics of it.
Okay. Oh, so then the first like
The
conspiracy theory.
Yeah. The
Gotcha.
second theory is that, in my opinion, he kisses his kids on the lips to steal their life force because he's a demon, and that's how he stays so active and youthful. Because who, in their right mind, as a parent, kisses their kid on the lips after they're just a toddler? First and foremost, as a toddler, still kind of weird, but now they're like, you know, aware of their surroundings, and he still is just like, mwah, on the lips to his kids, his son and his daughter. And I feel like he's going to hit age like 60, and he's going to still be as spry as he is right now, and his kids are going to be like 20, and they're going to be in wheelchairs just like aiming for...
What are they selling?
Exactly.
That's what they're just gonna look like a bean sprout.
Yeah, they're gonna look like a bean, like a bean sprout, and Tom Brady's just gonna be in the back with more rings than Thanos, just like, yeah, he's gonna snap fucking victory.
That's very interesting. I think none of your theories may actually pan out.
They're theories.
But your theory about him sucking the life force. Have you seen a show? I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's like it's underground, very very old. It's been off the air for like 13, 14 years.
I swear to God, you're about to say Buffy the Vampire Slayer, aren't you?
Yes. Alex, you know me too well. In the first season, there's an episode called Inca Mummy Girl, and this mummy comes back to life, and she sucks the life force out of people by kissing them.
As soon as you did the fingers, I was like, he's gonna fucking say Buffy. I know it. Now, I was gonna.
You know the game too well.
What I was gonna get at is in the 90s there was the Spider-Man cartoon.
Okay.
And even though the movie's coming out soon, there was Morbius. He was a vampire. He wouldn't bite you, but he had these weird little suckers in his hands, and he would take your plasma. So essentially, Tom Brady is Morbius.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or Tom Brady's Poison Ivy from the Batman and Robin movie. Just, and then suck the life out. Kill you. Well, she doesn't really suck their life force,
Yeah,
though.
she didn't steal. She just kind of poisoned them.
No, yeah, I guess.
With her ivy.
I just...
Oh. Go on.
Have I ever told you what happens when you, like, beat a pun into the ground? Just keep beating it. Just keep beating it. Keep beating it like you're a fucking bean.
And then it chafes, though. Puns don't chafe.
No, but they are tired.
Tom, tired and ropey.
What? What is wrong with you today?
I've had a bad day, so everything is coming out.
Because you had a bad day. Do you remember when they played that to everybody on American Idol when they got sent home?
Fucking...
That was so foul.
James... Was that James... No, that wasn't James Blunt. That was the other guy.
It was.
It was James Blunt?
I thought so.
I thought James Blunt was You're Beautiful.
Isn't he both of them?
I don't know. They'd be pretty blunt. Bye, everybody. Anyway, in other news, the other day, you may have noticed, if you're fans of Dave and Jay vs. the World, Jay decided to initiate a round 2 challenge, which I was just like, sure, but I don't want to be concussed or bleeding. So as of right now, we might be working on a little something.
Yes, that sounds very fun. I mean, what are you? I know that you had said something like a game.
Well, they suggested basketball.
Nope.
I suggest. Well, when they suggested,
we need to stop doing things that like can involve you getting outsmarted by them. We have to level out the playing field. No offense, but like
you would be
you're
involved.
I know, and I know I'm not good at basketball.
If anything, I'd be carrying the team.
Actually,
no, I used to play.
I used to play. First of all, bitch.
I'm listening.
Don't count me out. That's number 1. Number 2, you may be surprised to know that I can be quite athletic.
I know you can.
I was an athlete once. Yes, I was an athlete. I'm very good at handling balls, juggling them, sucking them.
Damn it,
you
beat me to it. Fuck. Well, they suggested
if God
basketball.
can beat you to it, he can beat you through it.
They suggested basketball, and then I don't know if you're like, because obviously Tom Segura is one of my favorite comedians. His body just like broke playing basketball, and he like
I saw that when he fucking what did he try to do?
He tried to just like do a layup or a dunk, and he like slipped, and just his body exploded essentially.
Yeah,
and
the internet also had fun with that.
Oh, they sure did, and he did too. But I told him like we could do that, but like I just don't want that to happen. So he suggested volleyballs. Like we're just gonna do Top Gun, and we're just gonna.
I'm good at volleyball.
We're just gonna do playing with the boys, and he's like, it's the most.
Are we gonna play like volleyball rules though, like that, and then that, and then?
I mean, TBD. These are all just ideas.
Or are we gonna play dirty?
I suggested trivia because it's just like we could sit on two ends of the table and just make fun of each other and make great content while answering questions. See who's smarter about stuff.
We should actually get more people who do podcasts and do like a whole just big group collaborative and play the weakest link. I love the weakest link.
Can you do that via the internet, or do you have to do it in person?
I mean, we could probably do that via. That would actually be really fun to do via Zoom, because then once you get eliminated, you just are added out of the chat. That's it. Boop. They've left the chat.
So theoretically, you would be the host.
But I'm good at trivia.
Okay.
I offer lots of value and wisdom here. I may be illiterate, but I sure do know some stuff.
Here's another proposition. You would be the host, but if you got eliminated, like you would host and also participate. If you got
how much work are we making me do?
Hold on.
We saw how I was as a quarter man.
Well, here's the thing about as a host, all you have to do is talk and be kind of a dick. Because that's how the weakest link was, right?
She wasn't a dick. She was just a very blunt British woman.
You almost said she was a bitch.
No, I didn't.
Is that what you're laughing?
No. You just want me to say bitch.
Don't we all?
You are the biggest bitch. Goodbye.
There you go. That's our game.
That's our game. The weakest bitch.
Every time you say bitch, angel gets its death
Every
drop.
time I say bitch, a gay man is born.
I was going to say an angel gets its wings, but then I said an angel gets its death drop. So you know what? You do whatever you want.
I sure will. I sure will. I'll keep doing it. Dipping and doing.
So details on that, TBD, because I found out yesterday. Vince found out shortly after. and then we'll go from there.
Yeah.
So.
But I mean, that seems like how it happened the last time. You found out, I found out, and then it was like, we're doing this in a month, or why aren't you guys ready?
Yeah, at the same time that was like an event. I think this is just like...
That was a lot. This will just be like a...
Yeah, it sure was a lot.
Content thing. I know, your pornos. Bloody nose.
I thought you said your pornos, not your poor nose.
No,
like,
it's okay.
what?
I didn't share your porno. Don't worry.
Okay.
That's kept in the vault.
Don't, because like, we got to submit
I don't want people to laugh
for
at you.
validation. Well, the Benny Hill music didn't help.
Neither did your little fucking bean.
It sprouted.
It sure did not. It sure did not. I wish it would stop.
It's just flapping in the wind.
That's disgusting.
You started this, you have to finish it.
I'll finish him.
Like Mortal Kombat, like Sindel.
Yes. Absolutely. Was that on camera or off that we talked about that?
I don't remember.
I think that was off camera. A couple weeks ago, what was the video? Oh, because I didn't know Sonic the Hedgehog. I don't know what happened.
You just put all the words together.
I didn't know who Sonic the Hedgehog. I didn't play the game. I obviously know the character, but I didn't play the game.
So you didn't know Dr. Robotnik?
Yes, there we go.
Because he was...
Yes, thank you. There you go. It's all coming back to me now. Celine Dion.
Celine Dion.
Alex is slowly getting gayer.
My girlfriend loves that fucking song.
How could you not? How could you not?
We do like a music video roulette every now and then.
I love that.
It's always there. It all comes back to me.
You should add to that music video roulette the 2008 performance at the MTV Music Video Awards of Lady Gaga's Paparazzi. Just like for good health.
I'll tell her right now.
Yeah, I'm sure she's seen it. Everyone has. I think it was her first VMA performance, and she like was wearing this white lace number, and then in the middle of the performance, like she just started bleeding, and everyone gasped. You don't remember this? It was very iconic. You didn't watch the MTV Music Video Awards?
No.
Pathetic.
Sorry.
This is me judging you. Judging.
Can you get a little stick for those so like they become opera binoculars?
I had a pair like that once, actually. I might be able to manufacture that. Let me try something really quick. Talk to the people while I MacGyver.
Ooh. Now that's a sitcom. Yeah.
So, yeah.
I don't know what...
Way to fill in the dead space.
You didn't let me finish. I was like, what? Why would you expect me to watch the MTV Music Awards?
Because that was just like a thing people did.
Like...
That was a thing people did. You didn't do that?
No. In 2008. How old was I in 2008? 18?
I don't fucking know.
You know what I was doing?
Bitch, I don't know your life.
You know what I was doing when I was 18?
Nothing
Being
worthy.
a fucking loser. Exactly.
Is this good enough? Is this sufficient to you?
It's actually a little better than I expected. Because it's off to the side and not straight down.
Listen, I don't go straight. Not unless you're giving me $20 and a chicken sandwich.
So you're telling me you'll build a fence for me and $20 and a chicken sandwich?
I'm sorry, I'll do what?
Build a fence.
Build a fence? I'm not a lesbian. What? Listen, lesbians are very handy in the household. If you did not know that, get yourself some gay education.
Some education.
Gay men know how to do the outdoors. Lesbians know how to do the indoors. They'll fix the house on the inside. Gays will make it pretty on the outside.
You know a fence is outside, right? You don't put a fence in your house.
You can if you want. There's plenty of fences in people's houses to keep their dogs out of things and to keep children out of things.
That's a gate.
It could be a fence. Same thing.
So if anybody needs to be educated or educated,
oh,
it's you.
Wow. Yeah. Oh. That was very close to my face.
I did not mean to do
that.
That
was very close to my face. I would just like you to realize how quickly that could have escalated. I almost fucking flipped this table at you, you fucking prostitution whore!
I didn't mean to. I literally threw it just this way.
Uh-huh.
And
it just went no.
It curved at you like I do. What? What's our topic? Oh, look. Even another perfect title. So we have I used to be an athlete, and now we have the human condition.
The human condition.
Human condition.
Interesting.
What is that? I don't know. We're fucking weird. Our topic today is Black history.
What a beautiful segue, Alex. What a beautiful segue.
If anybody isn't used to me by now, then they have a fucking whole world of tornadoes and nonsense to get through.
Yes, it is February. It's Black History Month, and we are two white-presenting men. You don't look very Spanish. No offense.
I was two white-presenting men?
What? Two white-presenting men. Yes, we are. I'm very pasty right now. This is a very pale me.
No, white-presenting is what? Like, presenting? What do you mean?
Like
if
if somebody just looks at you and they don't know who you are, they might just assume you're white because the way you look.
Yeah,
and that's called being prejudiced, everybody.
Yeah. I've gotten white, I've gotten Hispanic, I've gotten Amish, I've gotten Middle Eastern.
Amish. The beard. Yeah.
Looking for a fuck to give? Like...
Yep. Yep. Okay. So I have a couple of things to read off of for Black History Month in correlation to Black gay history and Black hair history, because I do hair. What do you bring to the table today?
What I have is not so much like a giant historical portion, because it goes on forever and continues to this day, but I have one of my most passionate topics, and that is music, dating back to the origin of the blues, jazz, and how it correlated to some of my favorite music today, which you'd never guess how it translates going from blues and jazz to death metal and hardcore. But you know what?
You're going to explain it.
I can't explain it. I don't know how it correlates, because there are people who have those blues songs when they originated in the plantations, slaves, they would write work songs, and that translated to some of the most nasty and fucking amazing guitar riffs and just harmonic mixtures of music and drums and bass and horns and jazz and just amazing rhythms from just the saddest and most awful times of these people's lives.
It's very sad that it takes very tragic moments to make, in a way, entertainment. But if God can lead you to it, He can lead you through it. You use that as a way. It's like therapy when you do that. You take something traumatic or a moment that happened to you, and you put it into your artistic expression. Whatever it may be.
That I appreciate a lot is that throughout the years, it didn't just start and stop for African American musicians at blues, jazz, to migrate to R&B and hip hop. Like what anybody would stereotype, because one of the most famous punk bands like ever, Bad Brains, an entirely African American group. And punk, not really my scene, but they're, again, one of the most popular. You'll still find their shirts on Hot Topic today. Anybody who's migrating into that kind of genre, that's going to be one of the first things they start with, whether it be Bad Brains, the Dead Kennedys, Rancid, the Misfits, like anybody from that era.
Mm-hmm.
Bad Brains is high up on that tier. Along with that, too, more so in my wheelhouse, there's a guy named Tosin Abasi. He's in an instrumental trio called Animals as Leaders, and he is by far one of the most phenomenal guitarists I've ever seen in my entire life. And I've been lucky enough to see them live, and the way that this dude moves his hands and the coordination he has is just...
That's a real skill.
It's alien. It's insane.
It's like an extension of his limb.
It's otherworldly. Like, I have to think, like, you know how a lot of people say, like, when you use your brain, you use like 10% of it. I want to believe he's got like 35% going. Just the things he does, both picking, tapping, and just how he moves his hands and how he coordinates with his band members to do everything all in sync like that. It's otherworldly.
Magic.
It is. It probably is.
Listen, I mean, when you get it and you get it right, it's magical.
Truth be told, practice. Practice.
Oh, well, I mean, like, just that thing you said about the brain. You use 10% of your brain, but not everyone uses the same 10%. So, like,
that's fair.
You know, whatever I'm using, you're not using.
He might be a really bad cook, but man, he can fucking play the guitar.
There you go. Like, he might not be able to do any fucking thing else, but he sure can play a guitar. A guitar. A guitar. Let me educate you.
Let me clear my throat.
That was me trying to clear my throat in the beat.
I would have never guessed, but it's literally just
No, that was me. I was trying to do that, but like clearing my throat.
Is that the same song?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Let me clear. Yes. I've seen Bring It On. I know that song.
I think that might have been a mix.
It might have been then.
Okay.
I don't remember. I'm thinking of Bring It On, the song from Bring It On. It's the same thing. Okay. But moving on. William Dorsey Swann. Do you know who that is, Alex?
You know what's so crazy?
You don't.
No, hold on. You said William Swann?
William Dorsey Swann.
That's so funny. But I'm gonna let you finish. Will Swann is another one of my favorite guitarists from Dance Gavin Dance. He writes, I think, all of their music, and he is one of 2 or 3 original members of that band. Oh, okay. They are 11 albums deep, and for that genre, that is incredible. And
yeah.
The riffs that he writes, the fact that they're still cranking out new music is insane, because that dude is all over the fretboard of the guitar, and it's funny that they have the same name. So Will Swann.
William Dorsey Swann.
Go ahead.
You just cut the middle part out. That's all. It's like the sandwich. You just cut the crust off, and you're left with the insides. William Dorsey Swann was born in 1858, and he was born into slavery, and was actually one of the first people to lead a queer resistance group, and the first person to self-identify as a queen of drag. Yes.
Did you say a clear resistance group or a
queer?
Queer.
Okay,
just making sure.
Queer. Yes, queer. Yes, queer. Swann was born into slavery and was enslaved in Maryland. Was freed after the emancipation. Yes.
When you're done with the sentence that you're gonna, or the paragraph, can you do me a quick favor? So you and I had this conversation behind the scenes the other day, where we were talking about McKenna's. And there was what I always knew as LGBTQ, and the abbreviation is now extended to IA+.
Mm-hmm.
When you're done, can you just dive into that real quick? I just want to know what that means.
I explained it to you. You want me to explain to everyone else?
Did we?
I explained it to you in text what the rest of it meant.
I don't remember.
LGBTQ, you obviously know
yes.
what it stands for. And then the I is intersex. And then A is ally or asexual. And then plus is just whoever else wants to be part of the group. We're always looking for new members.
Okay.
So Swann was born into slavery in Maryland and was freed after the Emancipation Proclamation went into effect in 1863. During the 1880s and 1890s, Swann organized a series of balls in Washington where he called himself the Queen of Drag. So the first drag queen ever was black. And as a person who is queer, black people have moved the queer movement very far along, and they have been pioneers in making sure that queer people get equal rights. And I think it comes down to them fighting for their own rights and just constantly pushing that stance for equality.
I'm glad that you brought this up, because I feel like from my perspective,
yes,
the first and only person I'm ever going to think of is RuPaul.
Okay.
And then, as of recently, there's like someone I saw in the interview or something like that who was just you wouldn't know. He sang at the New Year's thing. He was one of the hosts, and he sang a song. I don't remember his name.
And he's gay?
Yes.
Okay.
But
I didn't watch the New Year's thing, so I don't know who it is.
Exactly.
The only gay people that I know who did like New Year's Eve was Anderson Cooper and Andy Cohen, and that's because I know that they just like have their own thing that they host.
And they were also just destroyed.
Let me tell you something. That is what cocaine will do to you.
Was that cocaine?
Abso-fucking-lutely. Allegedly, we can't get sued by Andy Cohen. But allegedly,
just Andy Cohen.
Andy Cohen, it's been rumored by a few people that he likes to do his white lines before he goes out. And listen, if that's what's gonna get you through the work shift, get through the work shift.
What does he do?
Andy Cohen?
Yeah. I know the name, but I don't know his work.
Oh, well, if you're familiar with a few shows like the Real Housewives of Potomac, the Real Housewives of New Jersey, Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
Never mind.
He's literally like the pioneer of the Real Housewives franchise. He made that. And that's what made him his money. But less about a white gay man and back to my other gay man that I would like to talk about. Like,
wait, real quick.
Why?
Are there like how I was saying before?
Yes.
In my perspective, I have no idea of the topic. So for me, I'm immediately gonna go RuPaul. Is there any other like iconic or very like standout people that follow suit to Will Swan?
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, what was his name again?
William Dorsey
Swann. Anybody who would follow suit to William Dorsey Swann.
Absolutely. Have you ever heard of the Stonewall riots?
I've heard of Stonewall Jackson.
The Stonewall riots happened, I forget the exact year because I was not alive, and I'm very thankful for the people who fought for our rights at Stonewall. But, very, very important piece of history. The riots that happened at Stonewall were, like the catalyst that made everything happen was another black trans drag queen, Marsha P. Johnson, who threw the first brick at the cops. And if there's a movie called Stonewall that's supposed to be like the story of Stonewall, and they whitewashed the entire thing, and that movie had that movie got a lot of backlash for all the whitewashing it did, because a lot of black people of color, queer individuals really were like the momentum behind Stonewall, and they just had a bunch of white people do it instead.
Did this happen in the South?
No, this happened in New York City.
Really?
Have you never heard of the Stonewall Inn in New York?
No.
It's a very popular queer bar. I don't know if it's still gonna be open after the pandemic, but if it is,
do me a favor. Say what it is again.
Stonewall Inn
is
a gay bar and club in New York City on Columbus Street. I've only been there a handful of times and not always in the right frame of mind, so I can't always tell you exactly where it is.
Why is it so surprising to you that I don't know things that you love?
It's not so much the things that I love. It's just like historical moments. Like it's a very historical moment. It's not things you love.
It's things that you know. Like for me specifically, especially New York City, I used to go to the city to go to concerts. I would be at Gramercy, Irving Plaza, Webster Hall, or Hammerstein. I've never been to MSG, which is weird. Actually, no, I have been there for a hockey game, but that's it. Like,
okay.
That's why I go to the city. Like, I don't go to, like, Gallivant.
Gotcha.
Or hook up with someone in a porta potty at 2 a.m.
I knew you were going to throw that in my face one day. How dare you? How very dare you?
How very dare I?
How very dare you?
How very dare I?
There is a book that is actually set to be coming out later this year by Channing Joseph, and it's called The House of Swan, Where Slaves Became Queens. So can't wait for that to come out. Yes.
Is Channing Joseph someone who
is an author?
I would have never guessed, but is he someone who's...
I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't know who Channing Joseph is. That's just my research says that Swan will be a topic in his new book.
Okay, so you just...
Or her book. I'm
just
honestly
know him,
not
you
even
just
sure
know
of
him
the gender.
You know this person as the author of the book.
A book coming out this year.
Okay.
Well, just because I only did research on Dorsey, so anything that was just related came up, and then I didn't like branch off into doing research on other people about them.
Got
it. It was very tunnel vision, if you will. Tell me more about you.
Oh,
or what you have.
I mean, realistically,
tell me more about stuff you have, or stuff you want to elaborate on.
Really, everybody that oh my God, there's so much that I can talk about, because some of these people, when they started their career as musicians, they were their own sound. Mm-hmm. Think of someone who's so iconic as ranging from B.B. King, Muddy Waters, Aretha Franklin, Prince, Michael Jackson before all the way to someone like Clarence Clemens, who not Clarence Carter.
I know.
Not Clarence Carter.
I know, but I can't help thinking of it.
Clarence Clemens was... Do you know who that is?
Yes.
Okay. So...
But I also know who Clarence Carter is.
Oh, shit!
Clarence Carter. Oh, shit!
But then you also have... Speaking of woo, you have Little Richard, who very recently passed away.
Yes.
In the last couple of years or so.
Yes.
I mean, everybody had their own sound, and same thing with Tosin Abasi. Like I had said before, like he's not a singer or anything, but like
You have a very unique sound.
Not only, he has a reputation as well.
Yeah.
Because not only is he one of the most like renowned guitarists at this point ever, but he's African American. Or he might be like Guyanese, maybe.
Okay.
He's a I don't know if he's actually like just like an African American. He could be like a just different
people of color, person of color, POC.
Thank you. Really shit the bed on that one with my brain.
I'm like seeing your brain struggle to try to find the right word.
Sorry. I can't help it. Like between like the energy that I have plus the topic of music that I always get like super jazzed on, no pun intended.
No, I know when there's a topic that you genuinely enjoy talking about, just information just floods through.
Yeah.
Is that your through the roof? Is that what you're trying to say?
Kind of, yeah. Not so much through the roof because my arm doesn't extend all the way, but you
yes.
never tell because I'm wearing a hoodie.
It's it's through to like 2 inches above the ceiling. That's all. Hey, I actually no. Since we're on the topic of music and Black history music, I'm not sure the accuracy. I'm sure that there was definitely. I've heard some rumors, but in the movie Dreamgirls, which I'm sure you have no idea what it's about, but there is. It's about essentially, it's like Diana Ross and the Supremes, like the untold story of what happened with them.
Another great example.
But in the movie, there was one character and they had this great song and it had amazing sound and it was really good. And then, because it was starting to gain a little bit of popularity for being a good song on like the Black radio, they immediately like sold it to a white person and a white singer who like took it and it like propelled even further. So it's just a matter of like constantly like in music, like white music is taking so much from Black music.
Absolutely.
Do you have like I forgot? Wasn't there like an Elvis song that he directly took from somebody? A woman, I thought. I could be wrong.
That I'm not sure about.
I could alleged. Everything's alleged.
Realistically, in the Deep South between like New Orleans and like slaves on plantations, like they originated where the blues came from. They originated not so much from like slaves, but like after everything had happened, you have the heart of New Orleans. You have jazz. Everything from there, those foundations branched out into what people created into their own music, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
And I really wish like we have nowhere near enough time to branch off into like just the pioneers of like Jimi Hendrix is he'll forever have his own legacy. Not only was he one of like the most renowned left-handed guitarists, but the sound that he created, especially in the heart of Woodstock in the 60s in the psychedelic era.
Yeah.
Like that was him. That was just Jimmy and his band. There was no one else. It was Jimi Hendrix and his band. I can't remember the name. I'm sure it's out there. My bad. Fucked up on that one. But he's going to be a name that'll never die.
Absolutely.
Like there's people that are unfortunately going to be forgotten. Like there's people out there like Muddy Waters, for example. Like, is everybody going to know who that is? No, unfortunately. But is he one of like the, founding members of this genre? Absolutely.
Some of the best people are undiscovered.
Absolutely.
Or have been buried under
for sure
piles and piles and piles.
And there's definitely people out there who there's so many, even to this day, so many undiscovered talents.
Oh yeah.
And it's insane. Like I've actually been like you know me, like I love a good cover song, and I have been falling very heavy into there's this kind of like foursquare of these women there that all do like different either like R&B covers or rock covers or so on, and I've just been like lost in what they're doing because it's any combination of the four of them all together, or like one of them in a band, or two of them in a band, or three of them in a band, or so on, and it's just been just the whole creativity. Like they put their vision on what was already created as something that was just so like visionary and groundbreaking at the time, and then they remaster it and redo it to their vision and start the process over again. So now somewhere down the line someone's going to take what they did and then make it even better again. That's crazy.
I've said this before and I'll say it again. Everything that gets pushed out in today's day is just a remastered version of something we've already seen. It's just been reinvented and spruced up, if you will.
Don't hate me for saying this, but perfect example, A Star Is Born.
Absolutely. Listen, I'm not going to tell you yes or no on that. That is 100% a very good comparison to make.
Are you proud of me?
In a way, yes, but also like, but like, that's just like a remake and a reboot. What I'm talking about is a few years ago, Beyonce. Shut up. Because I'm not even like the biggest Beyonce fan, so I hear you sucking your teeth down there. You better sit back and shut the fuck up.
I know, but it's just the fact that you
that I have this like reference to go off of. Okay, anyway, so a few years ago, Beyonce had come out with a album, and on her tour, she was doing part of her choreography. Like they were doing specific dance moves in like very shallow water to create like the movement in the water and like the splashes and all that for the visual effects. And she was sued by a like off-Broadway production that did the exact same kind of like choreography with the exact same like water maneuver. So it's just a matter of like taking something you've seen, bringing it to a new audience, expanding on that, etc., etc.
Plagiarism.
Yeah, rip-off.
Yeah.
Unoriginal. There's just so many things to go off of with that.
Right.
I mean, but like it's constantly happening with music, movies, all that.
One thing that I originality, especially in the black community, musician-wise. I don't know if you ever heard of the Alabama Shakes.
Mm-mm.
So their front woman. I don't know if they're still together. There might be a new project going on, but her voice and her talent she is so powerful. It's like I think you would listen. I actually think you would like it, which is weird for me to say that I like a band that I like that you would enjoy.
Okay.
It's weird for me to say.
There's sometimes that things you like I like too.
It's rare. It's like a comet. But I'll have to play them when we're done here.
Okay.
Because she is, not only are they like amazing live, not only is she like an entertainer, like someone with just like this fire that's on stage, but motherfucker, she can sing.
Oh yeah.
And it's one of those like voices that'll bring you to tears. It's so good.
But
it is so good.
It is so good. But it goes back to what you were just saying, like what you said before about how like all of the trials and tribulations that have plagued them for so long, that gets funneled into their creativity, and it just makes it that much more powerful. That's why when like you watch like competition shows, they always give that sad backstory about somebody. Absolutely. Because it makes you fall in love with them, and it makes their voice have like that grit and that power that it needs.
It's their fuel. Essentially.
There's some people that right now are
passion.
Yeah, they need that zest. There's some people you hear them singing now, and there's no power. There's no force. There's nothing. There's nothing.
You know that scene in Step Brothers?
Nope.
Really? Have you ever seen Step Brothers?
Have I ever seen Step Brothers? Wait, have I ever seen Step
Brothers?
I don't think so.
There's a scene in Step Brothers where Will Ferrell's character, the cousin, is it Will Ferrell's character? Or is it John C. Reilly's character?
Somebody's character.
One of the two of them.
Okay.
The brother is coming. Like the blood brother.
Is coming.
Yes, with his family. And they're singing a Guns N' Roses song in the car on the way in. And the wife is singing, and she's just like dead eyes, just like and Adam Scott is the dad or the brother. Mm-hmm. And he's like, $1,200 a week for voice lessons, this is what we get. So that's
accurate. That's
that kind of thing.
Very very
very. That dead eye performance. It's almost like a young professional. Like we were actually like Jackie and I were talking about the Olympics yesterday,
mm-hmm.
and you figure those gymnasts, some of them, the Olympic grade gymnasts, some of them are under 20 years old.
Simone Biles, an amazing
thank you.
gymnast.
I could not fucking remember her name yesterday. So thank you.
You're welcome.
So someone like her, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to speak for them itself, but their entire life has been working, mm-hmm. has been practicing, has been becoming the best. So their childhood just really was that. I'm not saying it didn't exist, but it was just that.
Sonny Webster started weightlifting when he was 6 years old.
That's insane.
I was talking to somebody the other day.
You really love that guy, don't you?
I fucking do. I sure do. I really, really do. I don't know why. I can't. He's just a likable person to me. But
you think he's hot and you want to blow him? Yeah, you got me there.
You got me, gal. So, so I was talking to somebody the other day because they were asking me about if I knew like what Twitch was, and if you are someone in like 2020, 2021, you would understand what Twitch is, and it's basically like YouTube but for gamers. And she was saying how she was on Twitch the other day, And she was like streaming her game, and like a 6-year-old was playing with her.
Yeah.
A 6-year-old was playing Call of Duty with her.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking insane. And he was good. He was beating the shit out of them. Sometimes you hone the craft in at a young age.
Can I tell you, it's so funny and so crazy that, like, when I was younger, I used to love video games. And you always get the thing from your parents, like, you're never going to do anything with your life. You're just playing video games.
Plot twist.
And yeah, now those, like, some kid won, like, a Fortnite tournament. I think he won, like, $10 million.
I know somebody who used to get flown out to California to be in a house with other gamers where they would play Call of Duty all day. Your food was paid for, your housing was paid for, your, anything you wanted was essentially paid for. The better you did, the more you got. It's like gambling in a way.
But they did it competitively, or they just did it for fun?
No, they did it competitively. Like,
Okay.
they were competing, the competitive gaming.
So they went to Cali, and then did they go to, like, an arena? And like
No, like, they went to, like, a house, and it was, like, very underground type shit. But they would play Call of Duty for hours and hours and hours, and, like, the goal was for them to constantly keep beating people. And I think it was, like a sideways, like, bet thing where they would make money on the side for who was going to win what.
Yeah.
But yeah, the better they did, the more they got.
I mean, I don't want to get too off topic here, but, like, it's crazy.
Absolutely, yes.
It's absolutely crazy.
Yes.
But
I actually, because we're actually rounding out close to an hour now, I'm going to save my other person of interest for me for next week, because February is a whole month long, and Black History Month deserves more than one episode.
sure. I know how we can close this.
Yes.
What are you doing for Valentine's Day?
Do you really want to know?
Yeah.
I'm doing shrooms. Yeah.
Really?
I'm gonna do shrooms and just have a good time and be high. And like, enjoy the psychedelics.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you gonna do for Valentine's Day?
Take a guess.
Cocaine.
No.
Lots of sex.
Eh.
Hotel room. Are you going away?
I am going away. I was waiting for it.
Yeah.
Jeez. I'm going to the Finger Lakes for Valentine's.
The where?
It's a real place, the Finger Lakes. It's in New York State.
That's so... Wow.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's a tow lake.
If there is, I'm going to go there and make some money.
You are
Do you
absolutely
know
funny.
what Jackie told me? She's
What?
like, your fucking toes look like light bulbs.
Like light bulbs?
Light bulbs.
Your toes. Don't show me now. Show me later. Can you not get your foot in the camera? Ew. I'm going to have to censor that.
Why? So people don't get free content?
Yeah. We don't get free things. No, nothing is free in this world. If you want it, you have to pay. I hope you have a fun Valentine's Day.
I hope you have a fun Valentine's Day.
I hope everyone who listens to this has a great Valentine's Day.
I cannot wait to hear all about it. Because,
And you will.
Because
I might have to record myself on it just to see what happens, because I have a feeling I'm going to look like Britney Spears on that episode of Chaotic.
I don't know what that is, but I'm excited.
I'll show you.
Ooh.
Oh, another future topic that I would really like to talk about, especially because I have it DVR'd to watch. Free Britney. There was a whole documentary.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit.
Yo, bitch. We're getting into it.
Oh wait. Actually, another thing that because you didn't watch the Super Bowl.
Nope.
So at the very beginning, not only did they have two different black performers, they had I'm terrible with names. I'm really sorry, but they had a performer do America the Beautiful.
Okay.
And then they had another with some country douchebag do the national anthem. And I say country douchebag because, like, if you see a picture of him, you're gonna be like, "The fuck is that guy doing?" But they did the national anthem. All in all, the three of them, country guy, both black female performers, they all sounded fantastic. They were amazing.
Okay.
And also true during
Better than Fergie?
America the Beautiful. She was ripping this guitar solo. And
Oh, yeah?
So about it. And on top of that, during the promotions, pre-game, not only did they had Vince Lombardi, they had him do, there was like a poem in regard to something with equality, I want to say. I really didn't like,
Mm-hmm.
I was in and out just like doing stuff during the pre-game stuff, so I apologize.
You know more than I do because I didn't even watch it.
And then they also mentioned that the NFL, I think, donated just like several millions of dollars towards Black Lives Matter and like
outstanding.
But here's my thing about that, and I'm going to ask you a serious question. It may be very stupid, and honestly, if anybody could educate me on this, I would really welcome it. What does money do for race equality. I
Okay.
want to know, like, I understand, like, there's
So-
charities and stuff for it, but I want to know what
The way
all
that
this
works?
money is going towards to help us all come together for real.
I'm not sure how they decide to divide up the funds that they receive. I do know that during the summertime when there was a lot of protests and a lot of unrest, and I mean there still are protests going on every single day in the country, but at the beginning when things were happening, people were donating money to these companies and people and groups and other charities for Black Lives Matter, because they would help bail you out of jail if you were arrested. They would help pay for your medical expenses if you were like if you took like physical harm from a cop, or like in a protest you were hurt and you needed medical attention and you don't have health insurance or you can't pay for it. So like the funds go there to help people who can't afford the things that they need get the things that they need.
So it's money going towards people who have either been treated unjustly or...
And like I said, I don't know exactly how they decide to divide
You know
up the
more
funds.
than I do.
But I just know that like there were a lot of places, like if you could donate to this, like they'll help bail people who get locked up because they were at a protest, or like this is going to help to people who are in the hospital and don't have insurance and they need medical attention immediately.
Okay.
So I know that there's certain things like that, and then I'm sure that there's also just the money that they put back into Black communities and ethnic communities where there's people of color who need that money to fix up their area, to make it better for them to live in, as well as the scholarships and schooling and funding for people of color who need it.
Okay.
At least that's what my mind thinks. But like I said, I don't know exactly where they decide to divide up the funds.
Okay. That makes a little bit more sense, but it's
Yeah.
just like when I saw what the message said pre-Super Bowl, it was like the NFL donated X amount of millions of dollars to racial equality. I was like,
Why?
Not why.
Or like,
But
how does that help?
How does money
Money
make
talks.
people not racist?
Money helps organize more protests to get the word out. It'll help organize speaking events where people can speak and let their mind be shown. Money helps with a lot of things that you like. It just covers expenses for things you didn't realize you would need.
This has been a very diverse episode, and I'm super about it.
High five. Final thoughts.
Final thoughts? Give me the other half of the heart.
Aww.
Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. You'll see us next week. Episode 32 coming your way. This has been Super Friends Sit Down. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the things.
My final thoughts: Black Lives Matter.
They sure do. And I think between the two of us, we could say you can still arrest those cops that killed Breonna Taylor.
Absolutely.
And also, George Floyd, too. Like, let's just do a package deal. It's been almost a year. Let's fucking get this going, right?
It's very sad that it's taken so long.
Yeah. It's very sad that it wasn't immediate.
And I do want to leave you actually all with a quote from one of the best musicals ever, Rent. It is a line from a song. The opposite of war isn't peace, it's creation.